So making friends for people on the autism spectrum can be difficult. Here are 3 tips I use to make friends. Coming up. Hey, I'm Dan. I have Asperger's syndrome, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia. I make weekly videos on this type of content, so if you're new around here and want to learn more, remember to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. Also give this page a like and a follow if you're watching on Facebook to see more videos like this. In this video, I'm sharing 3 personal tips that I've used to make friends that I've never shared with anybody else before. Hey guys, before we get into the video, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by Vivo adjustable microphone desktop stand, and if you haven't already noticed, it's the stand that I have my microphone on for every single video. So this thing in the background here is an adjustable arm made out of durable steel. Now this is made by the maker Vivo, and they sent me this one so I could show you guys in the video. So as you can see, this is a desktop mount that ensures exceptional strength and durability for like a whole host of different things. Like I use it for like podcasting, YouTube. You can use it for vlogs, like live events, broadcasting, TV, radio work. There's a whole host of things that you could use this for, and as you can see, it's got like a clip to clip the mount onto a desk arm or somewhere like at the top of the desk or the side of the desk, or like I've got it here onto like the actual desk leg. Then it has these springs that keep it quite tense, but it's actually really movable. Like I can move, like I move it in like this position when I'm doing my videos, but then I move this all the way back and it's just like, you know, chilling at the back here. I find this stand exceptional because that was one of the reasons that I really wanted to do this video, is because I found it just amazing. Like it's a great way to keep your microphone on a stand so it's not picking up all the vibrations of my desk, but also being able to just like swing in from the side, super easy. I really love it. So I highly recommend you check this out, like podcasting or doing YouTube videos just like this. Definitely check out the mic stand in the link below. The link is in the description. Give the company some love and check it out. Like I said, it's super cool. I highly recommend this product, and I'd only talk about products to you guys that I actually like, so definitely check that out. Hey guys, welcome back. It's so awesome to have you here, my Aspie World superhero fans. Let's get into the Instagram questions. Basically every week I put out a post on Instagram on my stories asking you guys to ask me questions that I could then feature you in a video just like this. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, the link in the description below, and my Instagram name is on this video up at the top. So make sure to go and follow me so you're alerted every single time I ask you to ask me questions to have a chance to be featured in a video. Okay, the first question here is from Tay19955, and they said, do you want to try something completely different on your channel, something new? Yeah, totally. I'd love to. My biggest obsession, and anybody knows, anybody who has Asperger's syndrome has obsessions with things, and I'd love to do videos on my obsessions, you know, be it like conspiracy theories or like SEOs or anything else that I'm like, I get super really into stuff like chemistry and stuff like that. So if you guys would be interested in seeing some of the things that I'm really interested in, I'd love to make videos on that. Let me know, because I'd love to know what type of content you think I should make. Okay, the next comment here is from Georgie10, and they said, which famous people with Asperger's do you look up to? I look up to Owl City, or Adam Young, his name is, but he goes out as a musician called Owl City, and I just love his music, and I love his like creative flair. I love his like creative outlet, but I also think like Nikola Tesla is pretty rad. Okay, the next question is from CL Burgess 83, and they said, when did you first find out and diagnosed with autism, and how old are you? So I first found out I had Asperger's the day I was diagnosed with it, and that was in June 2013. I was 26 at that time, but I'm 32 now. So I had a huge chunk of my life where I wasn't diagnosed. It was because the knowledge wasn't there when I was a young boy in the 90s to diagnose young children with autism up here in Wales, where it's more like rural compared to, you know, cities and stuff like that. Okay, so it's so good to be doing another video again. If you guys are new to my channel and don't already know, I read and respond to every single comment I have on my channel. So if you want to leave me a comment with where you're watching from in the world in the comment section below, I'll be definitely able to respond. That'll be super awesome. So we're going to be focusing on successful ways that a person with an autism spectrum condition can implement things into their life to help them achieve making friendships with people and making, you know, lifelong friends. That's the kind of idea here. I get asked all the time, how do I make friends? Dan, you know, can you help me make friends? How do you make friends? What's the best way to make friends? And the reason being thing that I get asked this question so many times is that making friends and relationships is probably one of the hardest parts of social understanding. Like, this is super, super difficult, and it's one of the most difficult parts of human interaction. You see, people with an autism spectrum condition have issues with social communication and social understanding. Not everybody, but most of them. Now, these are key components for enabling someone to make successful friendships and holding down long-term relationships, and also just making friendships with other people, other than their family members, etc. So people with an autism spectrum condition may have difficulties in these areas, communicating, socializing, social cues, body language, looking people in the eyes. These are all components that are very difficult and hard and stressful for people with an autism spectrum condition. So you can see how those specifics can impact their ability to make friends from the get-go, knowing no information or hacks about this actual topic. Did you know that 70% of all human communication is non-verbal, which means that, it's all like gestures, body language, and body movements and things like that, and then the social cues and non-verbal social cues and hand movements. If you're somebody on the autism spectrum, you're at a huge disadvantage because you already have difficulties in these areas. But don't worry, there's always a way around this, because like I say to every parent or guardian who messages me and says hey, my loved one or my kid doesn't communicate how their day was to me, they don't want to talk about it, but they want to express themselves and they don't know how to, and I say, hey, why not sit down and just have a emoji session where they get the iPad or your phone and they type out emojis to tell you how their day went, or they draw you a picture, or they write you out a story. There's so many different ways to communicate with people, and this is one of the things where there's always workarounds, there's always hacks, and I love workarounds and workaround hacks. That's a problem solving 101. Okay, so let's dive into the first tip. So this tip number 1 is like-minded. So what do I mean by like-minded? So like-minded is like saying, what are the things that I am interested in that other people would be interested in that would make them like-minded? So say I'm into Dungeons and Dragons, which I am, but I don't play that much anymore. But when I was really into Dungeons and Dragons, I wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons more with other people, and this is how I found this tip. Now, I would ask my brother to play Dungeons and Dragons with me, and we'd play Dungeons and Dragons for hours, and then that was cool. But then after a while, he kind of got bored and he moved away and moved out and stuff, and then I didn't actually get a lot of time to spend with him. So then I was like, well, I don't know anybody who plays Dungeons and Dragons, and how on earth do I find people to play with? So this tip was born from there. I decided that I would go to game stores where people would buy Dungeons and Dragons, and then you'd be around people who had like-minded interest, and if they have like-minded interest, they may have similar lifestyles, and if they have similar lifestyles, there's a potential that they could have similar conditions to you. This being said, that they will have a non-judgmental attitude towards you and your quirks or your differences to that of a neurotypical person or the average Joe in the street. Now, I did this, and I hung out in game stores, and I went to game conventions and other areas. Like if there was a Dungeons and Dragons group on, I would go to the Dungeons and Dragons event and speak to other people there, and so that's how I met other people playing Dungeons and Dragons, and this worked very, very well, because some of them, actually 2 of them, one of the guys had ADHD and one of the guys had Asperger's syndrome, and I met them from that like-minded community because I was looking for people to play with, but they became friends because we already have similar interests. Like-minded is the #1 key here to successfully building bonds and relationships with other people that you can probably have for ages. See, one of the issues that people have when trying to make friends, and I fall foul of this as well, is you will find random people who you may be thrust into a situation with, and you'll talk to them about something. So I'm a chemist, and I love science, and I love maths and all that kind of stuff, and so I would bring up these huge intellectual deep conversations with people who really weren't into it, and maybe they'd be into football and I don't know, building construction sites, and they'd have no idea about science and they'd have no interest at all. So they'd think I was just a weird pompous idiot who was just into science and just trying to make them look stupid, which wasn't what was going on. So this led to me having negative experience of trying to make friends with these people because they were on a different understanding level than I am, because we were not like-minded. But the difference came in the form of like-minded individuals individuals in the same events or areas or game stores or shops where I was buying like pop vinyl action figures that you can see behind me here, or when I was buying Dungeons and Dragons stuff or buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I found people in that niche who were already buying those things as well, so they wanted to comment on what you were buying, and if you tried this next pack, or if you tried this version of D&D, and if you had this monster manual and stuff. All of that was very, very interesting, and that gave me that tip where if you look for like-minded people in game stores, gaming conventions, or a gaming event, then you will have a greater succession of sparking some common ground with those people, and I'm sure you'd make a friend from that. Okay, so tip number 2 is forums. Now this may sound like an obvious one, right? But not everybody on the autism spectrum wants to go out and have those conversations with people in real life, because sometimes IRL can be super anxiety ridden, and if you're there with someone in real life, it could become like super anxious, and it may make you nervous and spoil the whole experience of trying to build a relationship in the first place. So if you're more of a stay-at-home type of person on your computer, why not go and find forums or groups on Facebook or Reddit or Discord of like-minded people, again using the same technique from the first tip but applying that to the digital spaces around the internet. So say you're into Minecraft, right? First thing I would do, if I was into Minecraft, well I am into Minecraft, the first thing I would do if I wanted to make friends around Minecraft, I'd go to Minecraft forums and start talking to people there, because they're going to want to talk to you about Minecraft, and they're going to know stuff about it. You may be able to share information, and then you'll spark up a cool relationship because you guys already know what you're talking about. The same goes for, say you play baseball, or say you play iPad games specifically, or something very niche about that. Go looking on Facebook and Reddit for groups in that niche that you want to talk to people about. So say for me it was electronic skateboarding. I love electronic skateboarding. I have a boosted board. I actually fell off it once, but that was beside the point. But I love my boosted board so much that I went to Facebook and found a forum where I found other people who had boosted boards, and it was a very small community, and so I was in there talking about modifying my skateboard and doing all this cool stuff. And then they had meet-up and gatherings in London, which I didn't really go to, but one of the guys came down to where I live on Anglesey, and he was here with his family on holiday, so he said, do you want to meet up and go for a skate? So we did, and and it was super cool because I already met the guy on the forum. We were cool, we were hanging out, we were talking about skateboards and modifications, and then we went for like a skateboarding trip with our skateboards around the island, and that was pretty dope. So that is a very, very good and effective way to make friends with somebody and probably have a lasting relationship of common ground with somebody, because you're always going to be able to go in that room and talk to them. But the beauty of this is this: when you're sat in a room with somebody, you have that pressure to constantly have to talk to them and stuff, and it's difficult for me, and I know everybody else with Asperger's syndrome probably has this issue as well, is when do you stop talking? Maybe I talk too much, maybe I'll put people off, maybe I'll annoy them, all those things as well. So if you're sat at your computer and you're on a forum, you have that time delay for responding. So you could type something out, then they can type something, and then you can type something out again at a different time. That is super interesting because there's no ambiguity of how long you should talk for. You could write out a huge sentence, and that guy or girl can just take a couple of hours to read that and then respond to you, rather than me sitting in a room with you thinking this guy's going on and talking for hours and hours on end, and I don't know when he's going to shut up. Believe me guys, I have been in situations where this has happened and people say, Dan, you just need to stop talking. Hey, just a reminder, if you think that somebody could benefit from this video or it could help somebody, please make sure to share this video with them on their social media, because hey, we're just trying to help people at the end of the day. Okay guys, before we get into the last tip, I'd just like to let you know that I did a video on 5 autism life hacks, which was super fun and super awesome, and I think you may actually enjoy it, so I'm going to leave it in a card above here so you can check that video out after watching this video. Okay, on with tip number 3. Find people who are interested in the same things that you're interested in. For example, you wouldn't go to a car rally show and expect to find comic book nerds because, let's just face it, it's not going to happen. The same way you wouldn't go to Comic-Con and expect to find a bunch of football fans there, because look, people are interested in different things. Football fans are not really going to be into pop vinyl action figure collections, Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh card games. But But the same aspect is the people who are playing Yu-Gi-Oh card games and interested in Minecraft and Pokemon and collecting action figures aren't really going to be interested in going to a football game. Don't go to the wrong areas. Go to the areas of your interest. This is going to revolutionize how you make friends, and I will guarantee you that this will work. It works every single time for me. It's how I did it. I went to VidCon to meet other YouTubers, because working on YouTube is a lonely job, right? It's just me here on my own making these videos, and I want to gel with other people who have this creative flair for making videos and online content. So I went to VidCon in LA, and it was one of the best experiences of my entire life. I loved every second of it because I found content creators who were interested in the same things that I was interested in, I could share my knowledge with, and I could become friends with. And I made so many friends on YouTube because of that common ground. So I highly suggest you guys to do the same in your specific niche. And also, this is the test for this video. Spend a week or 2 weeks doing some of the stuff that I've said in this video, then come back to this video and leave me a comment and letting me know how successful you've been and if you've had any progress or extra tips to add to this. Hey guys, why not watch my next video all about CBD gummies for anxiety and autism? Also, remember to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.